Hi, my name is Natalya and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. I'm gonna try to publish this week the video that it will be like on my previous schedule once a week, but for this I'm recording day earlier, so basically that was just 6 days between I recorded this video, so I don't have that much of knitting done, but I decided to try. So I decide that from now on I will be trying first talk about my knitting, like always, what I done, what I'm doing knitting right now, and then to the end of the video I'm gonna talk about my personal things. So if you're not interested in that, you can just watch first time and then skip to through the last time. So let's start. Yeah, I'm not wearing any knitting object today because it's quite warm today. Here in Denmark it feels like it was cold, and then ta-da, and someone started a summer in the middle of April. It's quite warm and it's already light, longer in a day, I mean. Like right now it's 8 o'clock in the evening, and yeah, you can see some sound lines behind me because I'm sitting in front of the window, but it's still light enough that I can record the video. Yeah, I probably look maybe a little more tired as I normally look on the video, but yeah, as I just thought, it's 8 in the evening and I was at work today, then I had some stuff at home to do, and then I realized that tomorrow is the day when I publish the video, and I have work day tomorrow, so I will be late, and until I will record video, until I will publish, it will take way too much. So I'm here, and now we go to talk to knitting. So no knitting object on me today, but I have 1, 2, 3 finished object and 1 work in progress. So let's do this. Last time I was showing you this hat that I was working on. It's Musselburgh hat by Ysolda. Yes, I believe I done right. I don't know. Last time there's will be down below. There's links to all my another social media and to all projects what I'm showing you. There will be name of the pattern, name of designer, and there will be link to my project on the Ravelry. If you don't use Ravelry, then you can just copy designer name and name of the pattern and Google this, and maybe you can find this on some another sites if they are available on another sites if you don't use Ravelry. So yeah, last time I was knitting this hat. It's have pretty simple and at the same time smart construction. You cast on small amount of stitches, then you increase until amount of stitches was pattern called for, then you knit it like long tube, and then in the end you do decreases, and then to wear this hat you like push one end inside of another and then fold the brim as I just was making. So yeah, I made this hat for my son. He had a hat in similar color and it was his favorite hat, and then he lost that. He really wanted just that hat after that, and after I found this yarn, he thought like yeah, it's good enough for him, and asked me to knit the hat. I finished it. He actually wore this one time. After I had finished this, I will try to insert some pictures. We went to sea and it's quite cold near sea because it's windy, so he was wearing this. But now it's really warm, there's no reason for double hat. But he will have this for later, and he happy with this and I happy with fit. It's a little I cannot tell that it's loose, maybe a little loose on him, but a little like longer. But I'm happy with this. He can just fold the brim, make the longer brim, and wear this like this. But this is my second Ysolda tea hat. When I don't have enough of yarn, when 100 gram of yarn is not enough for me. One, I was knitting for my husband and I was missing yarn, but I also like, it's okay. Now it's like big size, but this one wasn't that big. It's probably the hat what can be like, oh, what can be good size for me. Yeah, but I didn't have enough yarn, so I started decreases. You can see here I started decreases for the inside, and then I didn't have enough, so I didn't want it. It already was 2 balls of yarn, because this yarn is sold in 50-gram balls. It's I was telling you before, it's called Jawohl. It's German yarn. Yeah, so I didn't have enough. I bought 2 balls. I bought one first and then bought another, and didn't wanted to buy one more, so I just found something slightly similar what can go together with this yarn. It's have some speckles of similar color, but it's inside, so no one will be really care about this. Yeah, even if that was outside, I don't know if that was a hat for me, I will be okay if there is a little, but it's inside. So, and then all what I done after I finished this, I wove all the ends when the pattern called for this. And then in the end, I just pull one string of what I just finished and one string what was here from this part when I cast on, and then I just knotted together to keep them together, that this will not separate. For this hat what my husband have, I don't pull this together, but yeah, he don't have a problem to put this right if it's unfold or something like this. But for my son, I thought it's better if I just knot it and put this together, it will keeps together. So that's my first finished object. Really like this. Yeah, I washed this, and apparently it had some this, it folded while it was drying, but that's good enough. It's nothing problematic, and now it will be just go and be stored with winter jackets, winter clothes, because weather is warmed up. But I'm happy that I finished this, because if that was be line until next time it's cold, it will be really long, and then find out in the last moment when you need the hat that it's not finished, it's not that good. But it's finished. I like it. My son like it, so I think all is good. Yeah, let's move to the next finished object. I was showing you last time I was working on socks, and I had one sock finished, and another is this sock. I had just this bottom part ready, and I finished second one also. So they are finished. There was just one finished before. For this sock I used yarn what I dyed myself. This still striping yarn, it was yarn what I dyed myself. And this yellow part, it was yarn what I get in present from Valoria, my viewer. Yeah, I really like it. So now I have all 3 pairs of the pattern what I was working on ready. Don't know how I can show you that right. No, cannot show you. They look like that. So basically idea with the socks was, if you have 2 50-gram ball skins of yarn, sock yarn, and you're not sure if you can get the pair of socks of the 50-gram skin, there was one more idea how you can do this. You can just take a 50 gram, make a shorty socks, and then add a top part from with another yarn, and all that three part they have plain stockinette stitch bottom part, and then some stitch pattern, easy stitch pattern on top to add the interest. Yeah, my plan is to publish this pattern this day when the video will go live. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't have, there's one more video what I want to record to that about how to pick up stitches for the second part. I make the video how to pick up stitches for these two pairs, but there's different way how to pick up stitches for this one pair, and I didn't make it yet. So if I have chance, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I will probably try to. Yes, I will probably try to publish this pattern before I publish this pattern, or at the same time, that you can get this pattern after if you're interested in that. So yeah, that is these socks are my second finished object. First pair from this pattern look like that. It has like this bubble pattern on top. Second pair is knitted in reverse stockinette stitch, and it has some slip stitch and some yarn overs here and knit togethers. And third pair, it's have this pattern, it's knit in twisted stitch, and then it have some wrap stitches. But it's all quite easy patterns, but still interesting enough to keep your interest while you knit in this. So yeah, that was my second finished object, and I have one more finished object. After that, 3 pairs of that interesting socks. I decided to try do something like that with the sport weight sock yarn, because even that I have quite small feet. 50 gram of sport weight sock yarn can be tight amount to knit the socks even for me. So before I tried also to show like this, make shorties from Sportway sock yarn, and after I make this I had just this small amount of yarn back. I don't know how much is here, but that's not a lot. It's really small amount of the yarn left. So I went to shop this time when I was doing had this idea, and I bought just I bought just 3 skins of the Sportwear yarn, but then I add 3 another in I don't know, and colors to match these colors. So I don't have this in skin anymore, but I had this yarn. It had like pinks, beigey colors. Then I had this yellow. I'm really interested to see how that will gonna knit up. It have some red and green, white colors, and then this gray, also with different colors like red, brownish, bluish. It's yarn I didn't try before. This is first time me trying this yarn. It's called Steady Freya. Freya it's the company name, and Steady is this yarn, how it's called. So I bought 3 balls of this Sportway yarn, and after this I bought 3 extra balls to match colors. So I bought this one, I don't have this piece. To match this color I bought these dusty pink colors, and then my idea is to match this gray with different color with just plain gray. And then I didn't find any good enough with this color as this white color. It has some white, so I gonna be trying to match these colors like that. yeah, so I had the same idea to make this sportway sock yarn, but also when you have just two skins of sportway sock yarn and want to make a pair of socks. This is my first finished object, first pair. They look like that. I probably take a sock blocker to spread this more to show you, because the pattern had slip stitches and they always, the pattern with them always look better on a sock blocker when it's stretched. Oh, on leg, of course. Top look like that. So it's have some slip stitch pattern. As again, bottom is plain and then interesting part on top. And after I will make these 3 pairs, I will probably also publish them like as a separate pattern. Yes. I gonna try. Last time I worked out how to make this pattern sail, so I gonna try to do things like that also. I'm just discussing if I should also run this for free for my viewers or just make like some big discount. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I probably gonna make link down below with the coupon code for that pattern what I'm gonna publish today. Yeah, but this is my last finished object. They look like this. I don't have more of a finished object for today, but as I told before, there was just 6 days in between, so I didn't had that much time for knitting. This hat I was already knitting last time, and I believe I was like halfway through or more than halfway through. I have no clue, I don't remember. I don't want to lie right now. So this pattern I was almost halfway through. For this pair of socks I needed to make just one of this top part to finish this, and I had already pattern written for this, so it's again not that much knitting. And for this pair I also had the bottom part already done, so I needed to make just these 2 parts. So all in all, in total, it wasn't that much work, so that's what I have done. And I casted on one more project. This time I'm using cotton yarn and I'm making dishcloth. I don't know, maybe someone have better idea how to use cotton yarn. For me it's mostly just dishcloths I'm using this for. I don't know why. So previously I was showing you dishcloths what I was making. I was knitting them in garter stitch and it had icord edges all over on the sides, on top, like cast on, cast off. This one I decided to make in the linen stitch. It's look like this on the right side, and this is wrong side, and they also will have icord edges. They will probably also will have icord here, but how to tell this right, I don't really like to make icord cast on. It's really long process, and for this one I didn't had simply patient to do that. I just needed to make something fast because it was early morning and I was going to take a bus. So I just make regular, and then in the end I think that I gonna just make attached icord by note for this one. But yeah, now I'm just knitting in linen stitch. I really like how this how linen stitch look, what fabric it gives. I'm not a big fan of knitting this. Yeah, for me it's kind of like hard on my hands, especially how I knit this, because I like when my fabric is like tight. So I'm pushing a lot to this, and it's hard on my fingers, but I like how the fabric looks, so I probably will continue like this. I'm discussing to cast on some another object that I will have this and to change with something else when my hands is tired. But as I tell, I don't have that much time for knitting today. Like this one was only project what I was working on today, and I moved the stitch marker today in morning. So this was where I was there in morning, and all what I had done it's I don't know what, 2-3 centimeters, not longer. So I don't know how long I'm gonna do this, but I kind of like a color. Yeah, and I cannot really imagine now work on some big project, so that's what we have for now. Yeah, that was all my knitting for this time. If you're here just for knitting, then see you next time, but I'm gonna tell now more about how I feel with all this, with in connection to the war what's going on now in Ukraine, and how is my parents back there. Yeah, so it was just a week since I recorded last time. As I tell last time, I'm trying to record this video to have I don't know, some moments I cannot tell to relax. It's more to give me a place where I don't think constantly just about what's going on. Yeah, like a breeze from previous normal life. Yeah, so I'm kind of like okay as much as I can be. I'm worrying about all situation, how it's going on there, what's going on there, about my parents, what is still there. Yeah, my parents are still there. They are okay. There was, after we spoke, a couple of days later, there was again bombing in their city, but they are okay. Yeah. My mother told that they have hard time to sleep as alarms are coming quite often during the night. They kind of like get used to alarms during the day, but when it's during the night, you wake up at 3 or at 4 o'clock, and then it's hard to go to sleep again, and it's sometimes they last long, so it's not really a possibility to sleep. Yeah, my mother also told that they are kind of like stressed and worrying a lot, and now a time when they have airplane, when they hear airplane, when they don't know which airplanes it is, if it's Ukrainian or Russian, should they go somewhere and hide, or it just okay. So it's really stressful situation, but they are still in Ukraine, and they still they decided they still are continuing to be in there. Yeah, it's the way what they decide. I cannot do anything with that. Yeah, I'm also, as I told before, okay as I can. I'm mostly all stuff what I'm doing now is just translating. That's a lot of people now who already getting permission to stay here in Denmark for this period. So there's a lot of translation done, and yeah, as I was mentioning before, all money from the sales of my pattern and all donations through coffee and all sales from my Etsy shop going back there to help my family back in Ukraine. So if you're interested to buy some pattern or in another way help me, you're welcome. Yeah, my phone decided to die. So as I told before, if you want to buy some my pattern or help in another way, you're welcome to do this. Other of this, I will try to publish the pattern tomorrow, and will try to put some discount code for all my viewers. If it didn't work out and I didn't put the code below, then leave me a message and I will try to figure it out something. Yeah, that's all. Thanks you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Hi.